So you're thinking about moving to DeSoto, Kansas? Well, good news. In this video, we're going to be talking all about DeSoto, Kansas, some pros and cons, things you need to know before you consider making it your home. And if you stick around to the end, we're going to tell you some shocking news about why DeSoto is making Kansas state history. And we're going to get started right now. Hey, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Kansas City and the surrounding suburbs like DeSoto, Kansas, then click subscribe, hit that little bell for notifications so you can be the first to know the current market right here in the KC metro area. My name's Zac Morton, this here is Max Jones, and the Mojo Real Estate team and I have been helping people move to Kansas City for over 20 years. We get calls, text, emails from people just like you every single day, and we absolutely love it. But you don't have to take our words for it. See what our clients have to say with over 600 5-star Google reviews from folks just like you. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, you pick up that phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, drop us an email, even schedule a Zoom. All of that contact information is below this video in that description so that we can chat with you about your goals and help you with that seamless transition into your new neighborhood. But today, DeSoto, pros and cons, so let's get going. We always like to keep it positive, so we're gonna start with the pros.
All right.
You ready?
Sounds good.
All right, so the first thing we have here on our pros list is school district. DeSoto has the #2 school district in the whole state of Kansas. So
wow, #2.
Way to go, DeSoto.
The whole state?
Yeah.
Dang.
In the whole state. The #1 is actually Blue Springs, or not Blue Springs.
Blue Valley.
Blue Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Blue Valley is the #1 school district, and this is just to the west of that. The DeSoto School District coming in at #2, A+ across the board. It consists of 2 high schools, we got 3 middle schools, and 7 elementary schools.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, the school district is quite a bit bigger than the city, isn't that right?
Yeah, the city, we're talking, DeSoto's a pretty small town, about 11 square miles. The school district encompasses 100 square miles.
Wow.
So quite a bit. And it actually it comes out of DeSoto and it goes into Shawnee, it goes into Lenexa, and it goes into a little bit of Olathe. Now we have vlogs on all those and more videos on each one of those suburbs as well. So be sure to check out, if you're considering this area, be sure to check out the Shawnee, the Lenexa, and the Olathe vlog as well. But anyway, this school district kind of services some of those areas as well. I mean, the whole population for DeSoto is 6,100 people, and the school district services 7,500 kids every day. So that's how that works. But
sounds like an area ripe for growth to me.
yes, absolutely is. There's we've got some drone footage of we're out there doing the vlog that we're flying around. There's lots of space left for growth out in DeSoto. Anything about schools? Have we pretty much covered on that?
No, that's awesome that they're #2 in the state. You got #1 and #2 right here in the Kansas City metro.
Yeah, and it's Johnson County. So Johnson, if you're in Kansas City, Johnson County's I'm not just going to give it to them. They're one of the best counties. They are the best county. They win all the ratings for all the good stuff. They're one of the most expensive counties, but they get the best too. So when you're there and you're drinking your tea, you have your pinky out. But anyway, so this is in Johnson County. It's a little further west, so they got a little more money, costs a little more to live there, taxes are a little higher, but they've got the great school districts.
Unless you move out to DeSoto, which is probably another one of our pros, isn't it?
Yeah, we're getting there. Oh, affordability.
Hey.
Look at you, you're on fire today.
That's what you call a segue. Yeah, affordability is one of the reasons you might want to move out to DeSoto when you're looking at the price for new construction, and if you want to build a new house, getting out of Olathe, Lenexa, or Shawnee and getting just a little bit further west to DeSoto, you're going to find less expensive lots, less expensive taxes, and you're probably going to be able to build a house a little bit cheaper out there.
Yeah, if you look at like one of the most expensive suburbs, Overland Park, you're almost saving $100,000 by going just west 30-45 minutes into DeSoto and building a house, new construction out there. So it's pretty incredible. It's coming in at 106%, like the cost of living for DeSoto, 106% of the national average. So not as cheap as you would think for being out in the country, but you gotta remember, you're still in Johnson County, and we've got a average house that straight from our MLS, so this data is over the last 12 months, the median sales price is $420. So still pretty affordable.
Yeah, not the least expensive place in town by any means, but yeah, for Johnson County relative to Overland Park, you're getting a little more bang for your buck.
Yeah, quite a bit. And the houses are pretty cool. In our vlog, we go by some of the newer subdivisions, and they're doing some contemporary stuff mixed. I don't know, I like it, so it's kind of my style. So go check that out. What do we have next? Growth. So as a pro.
Yeah, they're
definitely poised. There's a lot of space, a lot of room. Kansas is doing some tax incentives to attract businesses out there. They're laying a lot of infrastructure now, sewage treatment, and just all kinds of stuff to prepare for a lot of growth. It's kind of a little tip for what's coming. But.
Yeah. A little hint to the number one thing. What is it? The state record.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you stick around to the end, that will dovetail with the growth factor. But yeah, it's being such a small town with a lot of space and that proximity to some of the best areas in the Kansas City metro, we expect to see a lot of growth in DeSoto.
Yeah, and there's a lot of so Johnson County is just continuing to grow west as all the empty space gets filled up with housing and shopping, and there's really not a whole lot of room left for these shopping centers and the mall and all these areas are pretty much, they are what they are. You can't really expand on that. So what we kind of are predicting is to the south or to the west that we're going to see all kinds of new shopping centers and that kind of economic development happening to support all this growth that's going to be happening out that direction. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff coming. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, you can tune into our Stillwell, Kansas video. That's another area on the south side of Johnson County that is kind of comparable to DeSoto that's really growing. And then you got Gardner, Kansas is kind of in between the two. All of those areas are hot spots, but DeSoto I think is probably one of the best because it's a little further north, a little closer to the airport. So I think it's a really good spot.
Yeah, it does have that feel though. When you're in those other two areas you just mentioned, DeSoto, they're very similar, so definitely worth checking those out too. All right, and then we have, let's see, the last pro is virtually no crime.
I like that.
Yeah, so super chill out there. We do have this crime graph, and as you can see, you've got Kansas, and then you've got the USA, and then you got DeSoto, which is this line bouncing across the bottom. In fact, on one of the website resources that I used to get my crime data, they had no reports. There was no data. It was just a gray box. They didn't have
flat line.
Yeah, just flat line. They didn't have enough data to pull. So
criminals don't want to drive that far.
That's probably it. In a town where everybody knows everybody, I heard some residences. I always like to read through some reviews, what the residents are saying. Most of the reviews were, a lot of times everything kind of lands around the middle, right? You got some negatives and some positives. This one, everything really stacked up towards the top. A lot of 5-star, 4-star reviews, but one guy, I like how he explained it as it's like Cheers, but it has a stop sign, so that's kind of everybody knows everybody. It's a small town. Their school districts are the size of this town, so
you can get a drink at the stop sign.
Yeah, basically.
That sounds like my kind of place. Everybody knows your name in DeSoto.
Yep. Can't get away with anything out there. That's probably why there's no crime.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can't just be talking rainbows and sunshine all day, even though they do get 214 days of sunshine a year. But we do need to get into the cons to keep this real.
Yep.
So the first con that we have on the list that kind of came to mind was just the distance. It is out there. You are looking from Kansas City City Center, about a 30-minute drive. If you're going up to the airport, you're closer to 45 minutes. So it's going to take you a little bit. And it's not just like a 15 minutes to go 2 miles kind of thing. It's 15 minutes to go 15 miles kind of thing, just to get into some big box shopping. So you're traveling a pretty vast distance to get where you might need to go if you're doing those big shopping trips where you're loading up. There is a grocery store there. You can pretty much get everything you need in DeSoto to survive. You don't have to leave, but if you're wanting to hit Home Depots and Lowe's, getting some major shopping out of the way, you're gonna be traveling probably to Lenexa City Center, which is the closest. So actually we do a vlog on Lenexa. We're standing down there in the city center, the new shopping district that they have with their farmers market, and it's a cool spot. So definitely check that out, brand new. They spent millions on that, but that's probably your closest spot. And then just another 15 minutes and you're right into Overland Park, which has, Oak Park Mall and all kinds of shopping there.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Or you could go the other direction and hit up Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence is an option too. In fact, we've got a lot of people that will work in Lawrence and don't necessarily want to live the college style. I mean, they lived it once, they don't want to necessarily live it the rest of their life. So we'll choose DeSoto because it's about a 30-minute drive.
Oh yeah, so for your professors and stuff, working at KU could live in DeSoto and work in Lawrence.
Have a nice place in Johnson County and not have to deal with all the seasonal traffic and craziness. It's fun, but it comes with the college town. Some of those things are more fun just to visit when you're ready for that kind of atmosphere.
For a weekend.
Then live it the rest of your life. To each their own.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so distance, the location can be kind of far out there. What else do we got?
We got things to do. So there's not a whole lot happening out in this small town in DeSoto. A lot of green space. I think I said when we flew the drone around out there, it's a lot of farm, a lot of open land. There are some subdivisions popping up, but for the most part, you've got a couple parks. I think they've got about 450 acres of parks out there. There's a lake that's 26 acres, I believe, that you can go out and fish on.
Lexington?
Yeah,
Lexington Lake?
Yep. And then there is a disc golf course, a regular golf course, but I'm having troubles trying to think of much more than that.
Yeah, I think I saw that there was a gun range out there.
Is there?
You can do a little shooting.
I don't think you need to go to the gun range out there to shoot. I think you
backyard.
can just go in the backyard. Yeah. But
maybe that's why the crime rate's so low.
Yeah, it could be. There is the Kansas River borders Johnson County and borders DeSoto to the north. So when I think of the rivers in the Midwest, it's not like big fish. People do fish it, and you see people out there on boats, but it's not the first thing that comes to mind because our rivers are kind of muddy or murky around here. Clay County is a county not far away, so when you think of clay, that's kind of what our rivers kind of look like around here. But you do have access to that, and it is beautiful, and there's trails that'll walk you down by there too. But yeah, basically just parks and trails. There's a couple restaurants and pubs. There's an indoor golf pub that looks kind of cool. I haven't been to that one. But
little golf simulator?
Yeah, golf simulator. There's little booths, so you sit down, kind of like the axe throwing place, where they have a little table in front of your booth, and then you go in there and hit the club against, or hit the balls against the computer screen on the wall and play around that way. So
that sounds like fun. We ought to go do that.
Yeah, we should do that. Maybe we could do like a team building event.
Yeah, that sounds like
on a nice cold day.
Yeah,
good idea. So anyway, that's about it. So you're going to be doing your major stuff. You're probably traveling, and there's a lot to do nearby. You just 30 minutes down the road.
Yeah, I'd rather keep the things to do a little further away from where I live anyway.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of the pros and cons, there's a flip of the coin.
Usually always, yeah.
The pros on one side, the cons on the other, and I think that's why the crime rate's low, is all the hustle and the bustle is just a little ways away, which can be, depending on your lifestyle and what is important to you, you might see it as a pro and I might see it as a con.
Yep, absolutely. But that's what you need to know, because you're not going out there to do a bunch of activities.
That's right.
Unless they're outdoors and you're on your feet.
Yeah.
All right, and then on the other con list, we've got employment opportunities, and that's just, it's a small town. There are a few large businesses out there. There is the DeSoto School District, which is currently the largest employer, and I may have to retract that. There may be some employers we'll get to here in just a second that'll take that, but Engineered Air is next on the list. It's big. They're just right outside of the downtown area. Animal Health, there's a frozen food company out there. Good Sense Deli actually has their headquarters out there, which I didn't know. I started researching it.
I didn't know that either.
So stuff like that, but it's not, not a lot. You're probably going to be traveling unless you work at what we're about to talk about. You'll probably be traveling towards downtown or into Lenexa or Shawnee or something like that. Most likely.
Yeah, it's a place you go to get away.
Yeah. Nice quiet place. That's what the kind of the vibe when out there is when you're driving around. It's a lot of homes that are on like acre style lots, kind of estate style lots, all different sizes of homes, from little dinkers all the way up to $1 million. Kind of like Stillwell, just not quite as massive. So across the board, all kinds of stuff. But now they're starting to go in, put new subdivisions in, so you can go in there and find some really cool new subdivisions with a little more of that community sense instead of everybody's kind of out there on their own doing their own thing. And then as you get into downtown, right around it's not really a square, it's more like one street with a couple shops on it. But you get in there, that's like the old kind of Victorian style homes, and it's pretty small, and it's, there's some nice streets and some not so nice streets, but that's kind of the vibe right when you're right there in the downtown area.
Right on.
So,
all right, now for the big reveal.
The big reveal, why they have made Kansas state record, and that is economic development. Kansas has given them, or DeSoto, $800 million tax incentive for Panasonic to build a $4 billion EV battery plant.
Wow, that's going to be awesome.
Right on the south side of DeSoto, yeah. So with that, that's going to start like just 16,000 construction jobs just right out of the gate to get this thing built. In our vlog, we've got a couple shots where you can see like 16 cranes going and trucks going around. It's like way off in the distance, and this thing is massive. I don't know how many square feet it is, but super sizable. So we've got this Panasonic's going to employ 4,000 people after it's built right out of the gate.
That's great.
And then it should attract another 4,000 jobs just in support services. And then around that, they're putting in a business park over to the west. There's talks of putting in a solar field in the old ammunition plant that's been decommissioned. So lots of space to grow over there, and really excited for what that offers, not only to Johnson County and Kansas City as a whole, because this is only 30 minutes from downtown. You can live anywhere in the city and be working out there. But it's going to bring so many opportunities to the folks in that town, property values out that way, and just help Johnson County continue its path of successfully taking over Kansas City.
Yeah, that's great though. I mean, not only electric vehicles, but batteries in general for, ironing out the grid.
Yep.
Batteries are becoming a huge deal for sustainable energy, and because a lot of I didn't know this, but I read something recently or watched a YouTube video where the grid is like 100% on demand. So they make the energy as you need it. And then that's why you have brownouts, if more demand than the capacity to provide energy. So they don't really have a lot of room to store it. And so it's just, I think that's gonna be a wave of the future, and something that's great that is coming to Kansas City with Panasonic. They're one of the biggest battery companies in the world.
Yeah, and so I've heard, I haven't researched this part, but I heard that they're going to be selling to Tesla, and they're making the batteries for Tesla. So
awesome.
Never hurts to hitch your wagon to old Elon, does it?
Nope. Yeah, he is. He's got his hands into quite a bit of interesting stuff. They're actually SpaceX is gonna launch, do a big launch here, I think Friday.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right, well, is there anything you want to add, Max? Anything that you kind of feel or that we missed, or the vibe you get when you're out there?
No, I think DeSoto is a fantastic place. Definitely check out the vlog video that Zach's going to take you around and put boots on the ground in DeSoto, and then also a map video of DeSoto. So you get a bird's eye view of exactly the things that we're talking about. Those two videos will go along with this one to give you a taste of what DeSoto's about. But if you want to dig into the details and really explore it more personally according to your needs, then hit us up anytime. We would love to hear from you. Drop a comment in the video, or give us a call anytime. The phone number will ring both Zach and me at the same time, so one of us will pick up when you call, and we would love to hear from you and see how we can help.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, you have a friend in the business. We'll see you on the next one.
All right.